Take 24. Hi. I'm seriously considering just not making this video anymore. It's been about 7 weeks since the last one. I'm so sorry for the wait. Because it turns out some people actually did expect another one. Thank you for telling me, that was nice. The previous video was called August Rush because I understood August to be a very busy period and people told me August was busy. But that was just a little bit wrong. September and October have been ridiculously busy and it's actually not over yet. So in this video I'm just going to list all the stuff that's happened. But up first, there are 2 lessons that I learned in the last 7 weeks. So if you don't watch the rest, please just listen to this part. Number 1, you physically cannot say yes to everything. You will double and triple book yourself between school things and ALT group things, and if you have a few local friends, something, and events that are happening around the area. It's a lot going on. And also you shouldn't, because eventually you're going to burn out, and I actually experienced about that, and I'll talk about that in a bit as well. And the second lesson was that you need to diversify your friends a bit outside the ALT group, as an actual friend. And it could be you just go to the same coffee shop once a week and just practice 5 stupid lines with a Japanese person who gets tired of you but think you're still kind of funny because you're trying, so that's okay. But the people that you spend all your time with define your reality greatly, and you don't want to become kind of like ALT dimensional. The world is much bigger than both this job and this country, so you want to be, a little bit aware of just the rest of life outside of being an ALT in Japan. So that's the lessons. What's happened at school? We've had Undokai, which is a sports day. There was a lot of fun. I did some running with the kids as well, which was really good. Everyone just practices and goes crazy, and there's some dances that also happen. So I'm in junior high for the Undokai, and the 1st, 2nd and 3rd years all had dances. So I was present for some of their practices, and me and one of the teacher joined in the back for one of the dances. It was a lot of fun, and then more of the 3rd year teachers came and we did like the group dance, everyone together. That was really good. Undokai happened. That was really cool. We've started to visit other schools, so this is something that ALTs tend to do as well. So I've had one kindergarten visit, which is just the most adorable thing ever. It's really cute. 15 little kids and me, and actually another South African ALT from the area. We've also visited elementary schools, and I got to see for my first experience of completely overexcited and overactive kids. They really just scream and jump, and there's very little order to what's going on, and you just have to try and make the game work, or at least no one cries too much or kills each other or anything like that. So it was really good. There was a few more inkais and drinking parties, and now that some of the big welcoming inkais are finished, so the go out and drink with all the teachers because you're new at the school is over, there's a few smaller ones, so maybe your supervisor or a JTE will invite you to go have a drink, and so on. So I also had a drink with 2 friends, my realtor, and the realtor invited another one of his friends, so that was quite an interesting evening as well. And then BOE Observation Lessons. So what happens is boards of education come to the junior high and elementary schools, and they will ask someone who is knowledgeable in a specific subject to come and observe. So for us, obviously, the English lesson. So we had a vice principal from another school come and watch our lesson in elementary school, and afterwards we sat down with him and he gave us some feedback about what he likes, what he thinks didn't work as well, or we can maybe just push a bit more to make our idea work better. And I'm actually about to have the same thing this coming week in junior high as well, and I don't remember who is coming to observe us, but same kind of thing. And there's one of the bizarrest experience I've ever had as well, because I also joined one of the observations for another class, elementary school, mathematics, because they were going to change the way they teach it, or the curriculum was going to have an adjustment, I'm not sure. So the kids were inside, but I think it were Sanyenensei's elementary school, so they're fairly young still. And there were about 20 teachers standing right outside the class, because Japanese classrooms have open windows, so you can just open everything. Kind of the way Japanese architecture works, right? It's really, really weird just having so many of us stare kind of fish tank into the class and then one of the main BOE guys and our vice principal and our principal and maybe 2 other related people to this specific lesson were in the class itself and kind of walking through and looking at what the kids are doing. The kids seem fine with it, so maybe they're not aware of how ridiculous this seems from the outside, but it was very interesting. And then also in Nagasaki we had our development conference. So once a year we have something called Skills Development Conference, SDC. All the ALTs, all the jets from the prefecture go to Nagasaki. So we finally got to meet the second, third, fourth and fifth year jets as well, who are not in our immediate vicinity, because the previous events were only for first years. So that was a lot of fun. It's basically a day and a half. From the morning of Monday we did until Tuesday afternoon, 3 o'clock we finished. I got to be involved. It was really cool. So normally first years obviously don't deliver anything for skills development, but I was an assistant. I'm an assistant at my school, well, at least title wise, and I'm an assistant in the skills development conference as well. So me and another second year ALT did a foreign language lesson. The real reason is to let people feel that kind of confusion and stress of learning a language in a language that you don't quite get, because many ALTs who come here obviously speak no Japanese, so they kind of teach in English about English. And we did Mandarin, Japanese, Chinese. It was a lot of fun. It was really good actually. I think it went really well. Made a bunch of new friends, which was really cool. So SDC was great, and the Nagasashi, which is one of the local magazines, I think I spoke about them already in one of the videos, they ran a trivia night that evening as well, which was ridiculously difficult for me. I didn't know almost anything, but it was a lot of fun. And then there was some karaoke and stuff afterwards, and everyone was hungover the next day. So school's going great, really good. We recently had to complete a small quiz about how much, this is going to be a long video, maybe 15 minutes, about how much time we spent speaking to kids in class and so forth, and I'm actually quite involved. My junior high main JTE kind of lets me teach the class and then just corrects pretty much all my Japanese, because I make a lot of mistakes, because I try and translate what I'm saying and explain it. So obviously that doesn't go too well if I'm doing new material, but I tend to get it after a while. So that's really good, and I have a really good experience at elementary school as well, although I've missed a lot of those days because of everything that's going on. So what has been going on? So that was all kind of the work stuff, and it's been really good. The job is still quite fun. I said last time there's rock climbing on Wednesdays that I'm doing now, and I've started on Thursdays to do a Japanese beginners class, which is a bit below my level, but there's a few intricacies in the first class that we did that I didn't know. And also we're going at a fair pace. We're not actually doing a very slow lesson, so I think there's a typhoon on the other side of our island. I don't think it's going to come here, but that's the wind. I don't think we'll be going too slowly. So Japanese classes on Thursdays, and then right after that taiko, and I had a little boo-boo from that because my left hand is really stupid. I can't get the rhythm really nice. So I can do the rhythm, but my left hand kind of wonkies off, and then I end up hitting the one stick with the other and it flies. I'm kind of dangerous in the class right now. Anyway, that's really good. I went for a once-off kendama class. So kendama, the Japanese toy with the 2 cups and the pin at the top, and there's a cup on the back of the handle as well. And I can officially do, I think I have a certificate somewhere up to, I think, the 6th grade of the grading. So that's pretty okay for someone who has never done it before, I suppose. That was a lot of fun. And people are good at it, are just ridiculously good. Like, they just flick it and then just stab it with the pin and they have it. It was really cool. And then Japanese class, as I said, we're going to do JLPT in December. So I'm 6 months behind my previous class in Singapore because of traveling and kind of missing the exam dates. But I think, casually speaking, I'm probably improving a bit more than they are because I get to use it every day. So what else has happened? We went to a Nor festival in Shimabara. It was supposed to be outside at the castle, but then it was inside the castle's community center because it was raining. But it was really nice. Nor's got something called Koigen, which is a bit of like a comic relief in between the serious bits of the Nor performance, the Japanese drama called Nor. I only saw the Koigen, which was done by children, and it was really good actually. I didn't understand pretty much 90% of it, but sometimes the story started making sense, and just being able to see a kid that is quite young get so serious and use such a deep voice, especially the girls, was very impressive. I really liked it. What else? This weekend, and I might just go back to it now afterwards because it's really fun, is Yosakoi in Sasebo. So just Google Yosakoi, it's amazing. I'm sure I'm going to put up a video or two on a few seconds of. It's basically a massive dance festival for the whole of Kyushu. So the whole of it in Sasebo. And there are some ridiculously good teams in there. Some teams are really small, they're probably from a small town, like 6 or 8 people. Sometimes it's like grandmother to like grandchild, and it's just a bunch. Nagasaki University has a team, and they are just amazing, so good. And I've also learned my most recent catchy song called E Janaika, which was, I think, a hit here in 2014, and it's looping in my head right now. We had a Goto party. So Goto is a group of islands just off the coast of Nagasaki, and it's part of our prefecture, so we went there for one weekend. We rented a bunch of cabins, so this is another ALT event, right? So just a lot of different people. I think we're about 50 something, maybe, I don't know, like 50 people. That was really fun, got to meet a lot of new people. Drank way too much, didn't do anything stupid, and maybe that's lucky because, you know, kind of readjusting what our levels are. Now that fitness is coming up again, it hits so quickly. I also got to get into the water quickly for scuba diving there, which was nice. Autumn break, so we had a semester change over in the start of October, beginning of this month, and there was one holiday, and in Nomura we had 2 days where the schools didn't have any classes, so we could take Nenkyu, and we have a 5-day weekend. I had a friend visit from Singapore, and we went to Kyoto and Nara, and then came back down to Nagasaki to catch Kunchi, which was happening. I think one of the videos I put up on a few seconds of is actually the Kunchi return of the 3 of the floats to the shrine, the Suwa shrine in Nagasaki city. That was really cool. And then we got to go to Ureshino, which is a onsen town close by in Saga. And that was, I think, just the nicest onsen I've ever been in a little ravine in the mountains next to a stream. So literally right next to the onsen, you can look down into the stream, which is really nice. What else did we do then? Okay, so that was 5 days of traveling, which was really nice. A few other things that have happened since. Japan doesn't sell any good floss. I'm very disappointed in that, since I have the worst teeth ever. It's basically like a fake smile, I think. I don't even know how much is real anymore. But they don't have great floss, so if anyone wants to bring me floss, please do. I will get some more when I go home for December to see my family for New Year's and Christmas, because the nephews I haven't met yet counter has now reached 2. So I got 2 nephews, new ones, who I haven't met yet. That makes a total of 3. So when they grow up, it's going to be fun. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing them as well, because obviously as families grow, you want to be part of it, and I'm so far away. So I'm going to go meet my new nephews as well. Maybe I'll try and take them like mini samurai costumes. I don't know if my siblings would actually like make them wear that. Just for like a photo shoot, I think would be pretty cute. I played some computer games again. I'm back, but I don't have a laptop to play computer games on. This thing only has onboard, which is really shit. So I'm playing PUBG with 13 frames, for anyone who knows what that is. Which basically means it's a survival horror, because I can't kill other people, so I just run away from them and try and survive. And I actually did once. I won a game. 1 chicken dinner, 1 kill. I killed the very last guy. It's not something fun, but I don't have a computer, and I don't think I should commit to buying one, because then I might not leave my house that much anymore. Couchsurfing is going very well. A lot of people are visiting. So a lot of people think that Omura is Nagasaki. Obviously it's also next to the airport, so maybe Google, or it just kind of labels it incorrectly. But I've met some really nice people couchsurfing as well, and tonight there's another guy coming, and this week there's another girl coming for 2 nights. So it's pretty good. And then there's still stuff happening. So this weekend there's Oktoberfest in Fukuoka, which I'm not going to, because again I can't do 2 things at once, and I need some time at my place at least for a few hours. Next weekend we have Halloween. We've got a Halloween party at a camping ground next to a lake up in our mountains. So Murai has a good Halloween party. Some years apparently it's been not so great, but this year I think it's going to be pretty amazing, because I know the people organizing are putting a lot of effort into it. And the next day we have a Nagasaki International Festival, so I'm going to go and just kind of sit at one of the tables and chat to people who want to speak some English. So I think that'll be pretty good. Saga has a hot air balloon competition beginning November, and I just heard this morning that I can go and take up a spot there because someone booked a place and now they can't use it anymore. There's also another long, so that saga or hot air balloon is in one, the first long weekend in November, the 3rd of November is a holiday, and the 23rd is a holiday, which is a Thursday, so I might kind of be mean to my BOE and just take leave on the Friday and have a long weekend and go somewhere. My wallet is starting to cry a bit, but you know, and stuff. So really that's what's been going on. It's a very long list. I'm sorry for not sharing it in a nice way, but it's just so much to read. Okay. So one last thing. If you listened to this point, thank you. So I got a little bit sad for about a week and a half during the last 7 weeks. I kind of, my self-confidence kind of eroded a bit. And I thought maybe I'm just a shitty person and what. And although everything was great and going to places was fun, I realized that I was spending time with the same people all the time, and it wasn't helping me adjust that feeling. So once I finally spent some time with another friend of mine, a local one, and just got some kind of fresh conversation with no context related to anything before, I realized, and that's why I mentioned that lessons at the start. So be careful about saying yes and thinking that doing fun things means that you are happy. I realized this the stupid way. I kind of burned out and got kind of sad for a few days, and that overlapped with my friend visiting from Singapore, so although we did a lot of cool stuff, I was a bit iffy half the time anyway. But yeah, so be careful out there, it's dangerous. And Japan is very busy. I think this is one thing that's amazing about Japan, and I'll finish on 17 minutes. They do so much, I think like there's so much internal stuff going on that there's just no time to look outside, which is amazing while you're visiting. So see you guys next time, and thank you very much for watching. I'll try and make this a bit smoother next time. Anyway, test.